It's
just entertainment purpose.
Only.
It's not. It's entertainment purpose.
Only.
It's not.
Meant to be in the case of anybody.
This is just entertainment purpose.
Only.
It's not.
Hi, hotties, kettles, tea-sters. You here for hot tea? All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. Happy Mother's Day to everyone that didn't see my community post. I just want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day because I didn't upload any content in about 3 days. I just had to kind of take a breather, take a break, because creating content, whereas you are just watching other content creators, is a bit different, and it can be kind of draining. So I definitely have to take breaks. I think my schedule will be to just kind of relax on Saturdays and Sundays and then do content all week. I don't know yet. I'm just still kind of working things out. But can we just be honest? Getting walkie-talkie on our screens back to back is very draining nonetheless. But let's go ahead and get into this review. Y'all, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell so you are up to date each and every time that I upload. And you can be up to date with all of the latest Love and Marriage Huntsville drama. So I will be changing my intro. I've been waiting on it to get finished. It's coming sooner or later. But to everyone that's still commenting, asking me to change my intro, I'm just going to jazz something up a little bit for y'all, specifically for the people that think they could just come over here and demand things. Like, y'all getting on my nerve with it. Like, I get y'all don't like the intro, but at this point, you should know that the intro is coming up and you can just skip, right? Get over it. Because I think it's funny. And I told y'all, if you didn't like the intro, to go on my community poll and go and vote. And y'all literally tied. So half of y'all like it, half of y'all don't. So I'm going to go with the half that like it, because I think it's funny. They think it's funny as well. Tisha thought she ate, and I think it's comical that she embarrassed herself the way that she did. So she's going to be reminded of it over and over and over and over and over again. We're not going to get away from that. So that's just my opinion. Get over it. And please know, we will definitely be talking about Tisha's new friend that has appeared on our TV screen that I saw a while ago when Miss Wanda did that live, but I wasn't a content creator, didn't really care that much, and didn't really care to put two and two together. But I'm glad somebody brought this to my attention. Thank you for the DM. I was looking at her on TV and I was like, she looks familiar. And then I remembered Miss Wanda, and then all of y'all that emailed me, DM'd me, I really appreciate it. Y'all be on it like white on rice. So here's what I say before we get into the review. Tisha, I don't know what it is that you think that you're doing, but make sure you understand the assignment. Don't go trying to do whatever you think that you're doing and then get to crying when it backfires, because it is going to backfire. I promise you it's going to backfire. And this was a tea party. Tisha is known for not really having good execution with any of her stunts. I could see her wanting to bring this girl to this tea party because she is literally under the impression that somebody is trying to ruin her marriage. She really think Mel tried to ruin her marriage, which is why she sat up on the reunion and was screaming, Tisha, 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 because she really thinks that Mel was trying to use her as a storyline. She also said at the reunion that Mel had called somebody up and tried to pay them to get on the show, which wasn't true. Mel knew about this girl that had been sleeping with her husband that she still will not be accountable about, that she won't have a conversation on camera about. Mel knew about this woman, and because Tisha continued to talk about the infidelity with Mel and Marcel and laughed about it and really knew about the whole thing behind the scenes, she knew about this girl and told the girl that if she wanted to come on the show that she should talk to production. The girl wanted to get compensated. Mel don't have nothing to do with that. She clarified that, and I'm gonna say a spade is a spade. If we fighting dirty, y'all was fighting dirty. So I think that the whole y'all trying to ruin my marriage thing, you need to be able to let it go. But seeing as though you continue to want to do underhanded, sneaky things like throwing rocks and hiding your hand, when all of this falls and tumbles, make sure you have that same snaky smile on your face and that same little evil little smirk on your face that you have always had this entire time, especially the time when you saw Mel going through her divorce. I just want y'all to note that, because I think it's very important that this girl continues to try to make it seem like she's this sweet, innocent person, when at the end of the day, her and Mel were throwing blows for blows, which started from Marcel. So realistically, the only reason Latisha is mad at Mel about this entire thing is because Mel won't come out and say that she lied about that situation. That is it. That is all. Mel had apologized to her multiple times about everything that transpired between them, but she said she's not taking what she said back because she don't lie. And that's what Latisha want her to do. Take it back and say that she lied. And that is really what the hate is about, because we all know that what she is trying to convince us that is not true, that is true. Like, we know that's true. So sorry about my rant, but I see Latisha's little smirk and her demeanor through the tea party and just throughout this entire season, really. And it's noted. So just make sure you're ready for whatever you're trying to throw out there. But we're going to go more in depth about that in a whole nother video. So the episodes start with Mel and Tiffany sitting down having a conversation about the kids' party. Mel let Tiffany know that Walkie Talkie showed up uninvited, and Tiffany seemed shocked, which I really don't even know why, because he's that manipulative. Like, I don't believe anything Marcel says, and I don't know why anybody else does. So I like the fact that Mel is not pulling any punches. Since nobody had a problem with Dusty Dan taking out a recording and playing it for a walkie-talkie to hear on national television, then it shouldn't be a problem that she's playing his voice. So I don't want to hear that on a reunion. I don't want to hear anybody have a problem with her playing walkie-talkie what he said, because Destiny didn't have a problem doing the same thing, okay? I'm just noting that. Note that. I want everybody to keep that noted, because I feel like that's going to come up in the reunion, because they like to always throw everything at Mel and contradict themselves as a whole. So Mel played the recording, and basically his daughter is asking him if he's going to be able to pick her up. He says, no, Mariah, I'm going to pick you up on Monday. And Melody just gets the phone just to confirm, so you're not going to pick her up? He says, no, Melody, I'm going to get her on Monday. Few reasons why I want to just break this down and talk about this, and this is probably going to be majority of the video. Before anyone asks why Mel is recording Walkie Talkie's conversation that he's having with his daughter, she has to have proof, because he is a narcissist, and it seems as though y'all want to believe any and everything that he says about this woman. Y'all think that he is trying to keep Mel away from these kids, and she gave him the option to come and pick the kids up. He didn't want to go and pick the kids up. I am going to break down the interview that Walkie Talkie did with Carlos, but it's just going to take me some time, because Walkie Talkie is very nasty and manipulative, and I really can't stand men like him. He is disgusting. And with that being said, I see some of y'all in the comments talking about this situation as if it's Mel's fault still, and I just don't understand how you still have this mindset that it is Mel's fault and that she can't set boundaries. You hoes keep saying that, oh, well, it's about the kids, it still should be two parents at the party. But y'all don't understand, because I feel like majority of y'all are coming from a standpoint of not having a daddy. I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but that is what it is. I think a lot of you all are coming from the standpoint of you don't have your father in your life full-time actively, or your children don't have their father in their life full-time actively, and you think what Marcel is doing is healthy and effective. But just coming from a standpoint of a child that has a father that is exactly like Marcel, and I have been Mariah's age, going through this same exact thing that she is going through with her parents, I am here to tell you that I was so grateful that they separated. I was sad and it hurt my feelings, but when I saw like just how happy my mom was and the turmoil that she was going through behind just being happy, I just wanted the best for her as a whole. With that being said, I did not want my daddy in my mama's space all the time, because he was just Val. He didn't care about us or what we had going on, and I can tell that this is the same same situation and it's the same scenario. I can tell that, and this is just my own opinion, I can tell that Mariah would want both of her parents, or the Eminem kids will want both of their parents to just show up as a whole individually for them without all the nonsense. I would almost 100% bet that Mariah and them kids would have rather had two parties. How blessed are you to be able to have two parties? And how much of a, I'm sorry, kids, that I ruined your life as a father, would it have been to just give her another party completely separate from what her mother had given her? Because that is her right to have two parties, seen as though you broke up her household. In my mind, that's what a man that's accountable for his actions would do. A man that is truly thinking about his children's well-being, their emotions, how they feel about certain things, what they're going through. Like a man that really cares about the mental health of his children, that has put their children through what Marcel has put their children through, would at least want to give their children double or the most of everything, because he at least failed them as far as giving them a 2-parent household. So the least you can be able to do, ho, is give them 2 parties, okay? 2 gifts, 2 Christmases, 2 Thanksgivings, 2 everything else, because that's just the predicament that you put them in. And I think like that's at the end of the day what real women are speaking about. Just be accountable. That's part of being accountable. Unfortunately, you have to do everything else on your own. So instead of antagonizing this woman for taking the steps and being responsible and taking care of her children and doing everything on her own without harassing you, stop antagonizing her for that. And other women, stop being jealous and envious because she has a man that is like Marcel that you would want. Unfortunately, you think having a narcissistic father is better than having no father at all. And ma'am and people, I'm gonna have to tell y'all, there is a whole nother traumatic cycle that your children are going to have to deal with when being raised by a narcissist. So realistically, y'all need to get serious about who and what type of men y'all allow y'all children around, and who and what type of men y'all have children with, and then who and what type of men y'all accept things from, because some of the comments are just really downright disheartening. It just sounds like y'all have set y'all children up for anything, and no wonder we in our community, the Black community, have so many issues with our youth, because y'all don't give a fuck. That's what I'm just sorry. Y'all don't give a damn about these kids' mental health. But let's move on. And as a matter of fact, just to elaborate a little bit more on that, Marcel is a product of a young boy, a young Black male, mental health being completely bypassed. Nobody paying and giving no F's about his mental health. This is what he grow up and become. Not only that, you guys continue to coddle him because you guys are, I don't know what it is, but everybody just coddles him. And the people around him, I think, are scared of him. I think some people are just jealous of him and they see that he is in a spiraling downfall and that works for them. Then others that don't even know him but see all of his actions and just find no wrongs with what he's doing and can say that Mel is a narcissist for dealing with somebody like him and give him all the excuses in the world. I just think that y'all are missing something, and y'all do not value yourself, peace. You don't understand boundaries. And I just pray for y'all. And everything that y'all are spilling out here just because women are having and setting boundaries and having value for themselves, I hope all of that what y'all spilling, y'all get that 10 times fold. I really do hope and pray that y'all are blessed with somebody like Walkie Talkie, because I think that's the only thing that'll be able to help y'all in the world. So that was a super long spiel, but we're gonna have to go live about this whole episode again, because even when it comes to Kimmy and Maurice, because that's who we gonna speak about next, because that was that's the next scene. Kimmy is too old to be getting dogged out the way that she's getting dogged out by Maurice. And I don't care what y'all say. Y'all could say, oh, she's just submitting to him, or she's just, a different type of... I don't know. She too old to be looking played like a fool on a national television like this. And it's pissing me off. This is a woman that waited on this man to marry her for 7 years. This is a woman who was dating this man and knew about this man when he was still married to Kiowa, okay? I want y'all to understand that. She mothers this man because she invested her all into him. She has no self-worth, no self-value, and it's really hard to watch, y'all. I'm really annoyed by her. So Kimmy is trying to explain to her raggedy-ass husband that she needs him to back her up when it comes to disciplining his badass son. Now, I'm sorry, because I'm not going to be nice about this. Totally understand what Kimmy is trying to say. She's basically saying, if I tell him to go rake the leaves and get off his phone and he doesn't do it, it is your job as a man to get up in here and knock his ass upside his head because he ain't do what I told him to do. And if you want me to be a resting, soft, submissive woman and never have me raise my voice, you need to get up here and man up and do what the fuck you need to do as a man. Like, it's very simple, but I don't understand how he continues to flip this, but I do understand how he does this. He's a manipulator. He's intentionally misinterpreting her points in order to fit his narrative because he's dead wrong, and he just wants her to take control of everything and be a married single mother ultimately, and that's just why I don't like him. He's a nasty person, and I think he's worse than Maurice. I mean, not Maurice, but Marcel and Martel. I told y'all that because he tries to act more sophisticated about his nasty ways when in actuality he's just the same dusty dirtbag with a suit and kinder speech. So he's sitting up in this woman's face of 50 something plus years explaining to her that he think the issue is Monster don't respect her because of the relationship that she has with his mother. And I agree. I totally agree, but I don't think that that's the real issue either. I think that you are the man and you have to show him how to respect women. If she tell him to do something as a man, if he does not follow, you should then step in and I guess discipline him. As a woman cannot discipline a man the way a man can discipline a young man. It's very simple. The way that I feel like a man cannot teach a young woman how to really be a young woman the way a woman can teach a young woman how to be a woman, if that makes any sense. But I don't understand how he feels like this woman can raise his son when in the same breath his raggedy ass brother sat on an interview with Carlos. So Marcel sat on an interview with Carlos and he was saying the problem with today's men is their mothers are raising them and the problem with young men today is their mothers are raising their daughters and teaching them how to be go-getters, how to get it on their own, how to do it, how to not need no man for nothing, how to take control of the world, how to seek power or whatever the case may be, but then coddling their sons. And then in the same breath, you have a man that is well and capable of taking care of his son, not stepping up to take care of his son and discipline him and expect his wife ultimately to discipline him. I think that is cowardly. I think that's fraudulent. I think that is telling of his leadership and his masculinity. And I think that's very telling of just Kimmy as a whole. Like, girl, you 50 something years old going through this. Please. And on top of that, you didn't even get a honeymoon after waiting for 7 years, love? Nah. Kimmy's definitely not that girl. Never was that girl. It's not giving that girl qualities. She doesn't value herself. She doesn't love herself. Her man is absolutely cheating on her, been cheating on her, still cheating on her, allegedly. And that is just in my opinion. On top of that, she's going through this health battle. And the fact that he just thinks that even her cooking, I have a problem with when she going through all of this. I don't give a dang if she just wants to get up and do something. Go get up and do something that you actually want to do. like go shopping, go yoga, go, on a spa day or something like that. But to be up in here cooking, like, let me get you a chef, baby, or let me cook for you, or let's get some meal prep. So, that's one thing that you don't have to worry about. But the woman in here cooking, you want her to discipline the boy. You want her to have sex with you 3 times a day. On top of that, you want her to fight and beat cancer. Oh, man. So sorry, this recap might be a lot longer than I even wanted it to be because it's a lot to really break down, which is why I said we might have to take this over to live. Y'all gonna have to go ahead and comment in the comment section and let me know because it's just so much to break down that I can't even get to in this one video. So then this fool turns the camera around and calls Kiowa looking like the clown that he is. Like, he just looked like a childish ass jit. It just really is so disheartening. Like, he's so disrespectful to even call this woman when your wife said there's no reason to call her. And on top of that, this is how I know he still loves and respects Kiowa, whether y'all want to admit it or not. And that's just my personal opinion. Kiowa isn't bitter. Kiowa left him, dropped him like a bad habit because he couldn't get his act together. Let's not act like if it wasn't realistically, men don't divorce their wives. Women divorce men for the most part. So he probably wouldn't have even left Kiowa if she hadn't put them divorce papers on him. Their biggest thing is they want to get away with their BS with whoever will allow them, and Kimmy is just the person that will allow him to get away with his BS. So basically, Kiowa ultimately agreed with Kimmy. And so Maurice wanted to get off the phone because that's just what a toxic black man will do when black women are on the same page and are cohesive. They got to shake things up or they're uncomfortable. Whatever, in my opinion, toxic black men always have to have women in competition with one another to boost their egos, i.e. Martell and Sheree and Candy, Kenya, Martell and Melody and Tisha and Kimmy, Martell and Slow Slaw and, whatever. So that's just my opinion. Okay, so the next scene is with Kiki and Stidme, and basically Stidme and Kiki are talking about Tiffany because Tiffany I don't know. They talking about what Tiffany said at the last little spa day event. Moving on. I just couldn't get past the fact that Stidme in these faces, like, I cannot wait to show y'all the collage because, girl, be for real. The next scene is Things of That Nature, Walkie-Talkie Holt having a conversation with Maurice about his lies. He's basically lying this entire scene, so it's going to be hard for me to tell it because I'm just going to try to tell the truth, and I don't want this video to be too long. So Walkie-Talkie is basically saying that Mel didn't let him come in and said she was gonna call the police after telling him that she can go to the party, which is a lie. Maurice is seemingly acting like he concerned when, in my opinion, I think he the one that told him to fight for full custody. I don't got nothing else to say about this. We can break this down in the live if y'all want to, but it's all lies and I don't have nothing to say about it. Like I said, I'm gonna break this down individually anyways. Because like I said, I'm the type of person I gotta have the proof right next to you. So that's what we gonna do. Since he wanna lie, we gonna have to slow him down and have the proof right next to every lie that he tells. So the next scene is the actual tea party. And before I get into the tea party, I just want to say that this is supposed to be Tisha's hairstylist. Might I add, y'all always talking about Mel don't got no friends, but what a they friends at? Because if I'm not mistaken, is Latisha the Scots, okay? And now what, her new friend, this hairstylist? When has this person been her hairstylist? So let's be for real. And like I said, we're going to talk about them in a whole new video. They're not even going to take up all my time in this video because we already at 26 minutes. So Stormy and Miss Betty are late to the tea party, but they did come in. And when they came in, I just love how beautiful Mel's energy was. And I just love how she ultimately paid them dust. I had to clip this particular scene right here. I'm going to be adding this in my intro, y'all. I just love this. Look at Betty them face, the disdain that they have over positive, peaceful energy. But Stormy, the same person trying to sit up in front of chakras and sit up in front of the sound bowls as if she's this positive, peaceful person when she's begging for negative energy. And we're going to give her that. And I want to encourage everyone to go back and watch the episode. If you don't want to watch the episode, just go back to the tea party scene and pay attention to Latisha's demeanor and what I be talking about her being scary to me. She me is very off-putting. Her energy is very fake, is very rehearsed, is very uncomfortable. She always looks uncomfortable. She's always looking like she's studying someone. And to me, that is scary because in my opinion, she has no identity. Like if you go back to that scene and you pay attention to everyone else and awkward moments and weird moments when they're talking, in any type of moment when the energy is fluctuating, their character shows and changes based on what is going on. And it's almost as if Latisha is trying to figure out like which character should she play in certain levels and moments of the show. And I can just tell and see her really thinking about it. I don't know. That's just me. I'm someone that I'm a body language person. I pay attention to body language. I think it says a lot about your aura as a person. I don't know. Y'all get in the comments and y'all let me know. But that's just something that I wanted to point out. She's a very scary person to me. But let me go ahead and finish up this ending part. Latisha and Kimmy are disappointing to me because I think, well, in my opinion, Latisha is a very beautiful person. And she has no reason to be so envious and jealous and ugly and mean-spirited. So she is just, to me. I just cannot stand her on my TV screen. And then Kimmy, I don't like her. She just a nasty ass, bitter ass, old ass bee. And I'm sorry. She's just one of them nasty ass older women that are nasty and envious toward you because of your successes and her own inadequacies. I just can't get with her. I don't like her at all. In a lot of ways, she remind me of my stepmom. Like, she do not like when other women don't suffer with her. Like, girl, please, you fought for that shit, so suffer alone. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna try to speed this up. So Betty and Stormy finally came in and the energy just shifted, obviously. So Neil kind of called it out and was like, oh, I know all of you ladies, and just something seemed off with all of you all. So Sydney Mama cut her off just to say, what do you mean? Like, does something seem off with... No, Neil was like, something particularly seems off with you and Stormy, because Neil had asked what energy have she been feeling, because Neil said she been feeling some off weird energy. So Stimmy Mama jumped in, was like, what do you mean? Is the energy off between her and Stormy, or is the energy off between Mel and I? So Neil was basically like, I don't know Stormy's mother. And so I saw nasty ass Stormy over in the corner. Her mom had said, well, people are in the business, and I'm basically just paraphrasing because I am gonna break this down in a whole separate video because y'all know I gotta pull some proof together with this. But Stormy mom had basically said that, oh, well, people that don't know what's going on are in the business, or I'm not talking to you, or something to that extent. And so Neil was like, wait, huh? What was said? Because I love Miss Neil. She's not gonna back down. But I want y'all to pay attention to how Stormy was smiling when her mama started to pop off. She also was like, ooh, Betty. And then she also encouraged her by saying, oh my God, you're just gonna go for it, as if she didn't know that her and her mom be talking shit about Mel, and as if she didn't know that her mama was planning on coming up here and bringing this up to her. And I can tell that they are going to try to make it seem like, oh, well, that is my mom issues with Mel, or I can't stop my mom from doing this or doing that. But you can clearly tell that they planned to have this conversation throughout this entire dialogue. Because you even have Neil stepping in and say, well, you know, I'm a big girl, I can handle my own. So Stormy steps in and she's like, well, Neil, in this very nasty, condescending tone, trying to seem as though she's being respectful, she says to Miss Neil, well, Neil, and she says Neil, not even Miss Neil, like a dodo bird, because she's a disrespectful broad. But she says, Neil, maybe it just needs to be, maybe you just need to not talk so she can say what she has to say, because it may be some things that you're not privy to. And so to me, that lets me know, so you know what's going on, but you about to sit up here and act like this is only something that your mama have an issue with. Got it? Noted. Basically, in lamest terms, Mel shut them down and was basically saying, you know, well, I don't know what the problem is. Can you please let me know what's going on? Because I didn't know we had issues. Stormy in her confessional basically says that there was a recording and Mel tweeted that somebody had recorded her or something like that. And then all of the fans started saying that it was Stormy. Now, I just feel like a hit dog will holler because I was a part of the fans and I don't think any of us felt like it was Stormy either. I think we thought that it was Martell because she had already said that Martell had hacked her phone. So I thought that she had a conversation with somebody on the phone and somebody had recorded her conversation and that somebody was Martell. That is what I was under the impression of. And y'all get in the comments and y'all let me know what y'all was under the impression of, because as far as I'm concerned, I didn't hear anybody say that they was under the impression that it was Stormy. And so for me, I feel like a hit dog will holler, and she took that to use that as any reason to try to go at Mel for the next season, because she just didn't want to have a good relationship with Mel as a whole because she's friends with Coleslaw. That's my opinion. Nobody can convince me otherwise. And y'all just get in the comments and let me know what you think about it. Before I move on, Stormy is just a nasty, rude individual as a whole. The instructor or the teacher, the tea party lady, was trying to tell Stormy that it was rude for her to cut Neil off. And she cut the tea party lady off to tell the tea party lady she just didn't want to forget. And that's why she cut Neil off. And it's like that. It's no excuse as to why you did it. It's rude. You're not in a debate. Y'all are having a conversation. Y'all are trying to learn how to have proper etiquette when communicating. And it just goes to show that they came in there with a whole separate agenda. And that's just my opinion. So now we get to talking about Tiffany and Kiki. And we just gonna rush past this because I think this is nonsense. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. But Tiffany basically said that she didn't really know Kiki like that. I don't know why Kiki is arguing this, because if somebody tell me they don't know me like that, then I'm gonna go with that. I'm not gonna be arguing that somebody know me that's telling me that they don't know me like that. So then Kiki wanted to throw some shade to Tiffany and say, oh, but I do know my daddy. And I think, girl, we need to be for real. Like, be for real. A man, and this is what I mean. This is the issue with the community. That shouldn't even be a dig to a woman. We need to start shaming men for not taking care of their responsibilities. That should be shameful to a man. That shouldn't be something you throw out there to try to make another woman feel bad about. So again, I just couldn't really get with that. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section. I don't know what it is that she was trying to actually say, but I know what her excuse afterwards was not the truth. But anyways, nonetheless, I love how Mel even threw some shade towards Stormy at the end, because Stormy was gushing up to what's that girl, Dusty Dan, and bought her a Gucci bag. So Mel was like, well, I got gifts to everybody. It's not a Gucci bag, but here you go, Stormy. So I left that clip at the end of this video. Y'all get in the comments, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the post notification bell so you are up to date each and every time that I upload, and you can be up to date with all of the latest Love and Marriage Huntsville drama.
Yeah.
It's just entertainment purpose.
It's not.
It's just entertainment purpose.
It's not.
In the case of anybody.
This is just entertainment purpose.
It's not.